Oh God. God, this is good.
I get a lot of requests for finger foods. And me, I'm a foodie. I love finger foods. And I had to go take a trip down the street for you guys to go and grab something. Now, I could have made this thing myself and definitely made it better. But I know you guys really love this thing that I'm talking about. So I tell you what, I had to go get the ranch. And you know what time it is when you get the ranch from Wingstop. And no, this is not a paid ad or I'm not endorsed for Wingstop, but I come to make the wings today. So we're gonna pair the wings also with some onion rings as well. Let's go. All right, foodie family, here's your shopping list. Let's lock in. For your first ingredient, you're gonna need that paprika, then followed by garlic powder. And this is what I like to refer to as the holy grail when it comes to barbecue rubs, especially for wings. This is the McCormick brown sugar bourbon, followed by that Badia holy smokes. Hey, if you know, you know. And then also, you gotta hit it with that onion powder as well. Now, let's go ahead and turn our attention over to the Badia seafood seasoning Creole blend. This stuff right here is magic in a jar. It goes amazing with onion rings as well. And then cornstarch is also what we're gonna need for both the onion rings and the wings. And then we're gonna need some flour, of course, that's for the onion rings. And then now, the star of the show, that Wingstop Ranch. All right, here we go. So a couple of things before we get too far gone. The full recipe is in the description below. And also, if you're not following me on all the major platforms, make sure you check me out at Cooking with ReyBae. All right, here we go. So all of the seasonings, they're right here. They're already portioned out. And of course, those measurements will be down below for you. So go ahead, get that holy smokes in there. Get that bourbon brown sugar in there. Get your onion powder in there. And then get your cornstarch in there. And this is the time to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of oil if you haven't already. So my chicken had quite a bit of moisture on them, so I just went on ahead and just started mixing it in there early on. And I wanted to get as much mixing as I could. Now, when I saw my chicken got a little too dry, I just said, let me go ahead and take off one of these gloves, make sure I'm not cross-contaminating anything, and just hit this with a little bit of oil. You want just enough oil to help the seasoning get all on that chicken, okay? You don't have to go crazy with the oil, okay? Just enough to help it move around. And then after that, I'm getting mine in the air fryer at 375, and I'm putting the timer on for 15 to 20 minutes, okay? Get your chicken in and set it and let it work. So periodically, you're gonna have to come by and turn your chicken probably like every 3 to 4 minutes, okay? So now, once you got your chicken in your fryer, make sure not to overload it. Get it inside that air fryer and let it work. Now, while that's going, we're gonna go ahead and start on our onion rings. So now, once your onion rings are already peeled, you wanna cut them in half, and I'm using large yellow onions for this, okay? And now, once I cut these onions in half, next I'm gonna go ahead and just begin to separate all of the onions one by one. So just follow along just like you see me doing. Remember, cooking is a labor of love. Don't complicate it. Don't overthink it, okay? So now, just go ahead and pop those out just like you see me doing. And if you see yourself kind of getting in a tussle with this, just be gentle and take your time. Now, we're going to that seasoned breadcrumbs and this batter mix that I have right here. Keep in mind, the recipe is below for the seasoned breadcrumbs as well as this batter as well. So from the batter, you're gonna go to the breadcrumbs, and then make sure you wanna start from the bottom and just kind of get all those breadcrumbs to cover those onion rings nicely. Make sure every inch, every ounce of these onion rings are coated. And from there, you can get your onion rings right onto a sheet tray or some parchment paper. And if you got the time, put them in the freezer and let them freeze right after you coated all of your onion rings. And if you don't have the time, don't worry, this recipe, I made sure it's foolproof, and you'll be able to literally just go from this batter and the breadcrumbs directly to the fryer, so don't worry. So now, once you're done breading up all of your onion rings, this is how they should look right here. Nice and coated, generously coated all the way around. You shouldn't have any open spots, okay? So now, next we're gonna go ahead and jump to our barbecue sauce. So I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. This is the Hickory sweet, or rather honey barbecue. And then I'm adding a little bit of that whiskey. This is the honey whiskey by Jack Daniels. And I'm getting it in there and I'm working it. And all you pretty much want to do is just heat that up. And then once yours is nice and hot, but not boiling and going crazy, and you got this texture right here, you're good to go, okay? I did about an ounce, maybe close to 2 ounces. That's all you'll need. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and fry our onion rings. Now, our onion rings, we're frying these at 350 degrees until they're golden brown. Now, my burner got a little hot because this thing gets super hot, so I had to turn it down. Now, if you notice your onion rings are cooking too fast, don't keep going. If anything, if you want, you could just pour a little oil in there to cool off the oil, or if you control the temperature, you know, by just turning it down, then that's good too. But just make sure you just want to get them golden brown, and then that's it. Mine took about maybe 2 to 3 minutes to make. They didn't take that long, okay? So now, once they're done, let me show you an example of how they should look once they're done. This is the color that you want right here, okay? Nice and golden brown. And I'm just doing just a few at a time. I didn't do too many. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and get my next set in. And if you have a deep fryer, that's fine too. 350 degrees is great. You can do the same thing with your deep fryer and just let them work. All right. So now we're gonna go from the onion rings over to our wings. The wings are done. I pulled them out of the air fryer, and keep in mind, you wanna cook your chicken to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and it should be able to hold that temperature for at least about 10 to 15 seconds. And then that's when you know your wings are done. Now we're gonna go ahead and prepare our wings by getting that sauce in the bowl. And we're gonna go ahead and give these a nice little toss, get them all bossed up in that sauce. And then once your wings are nicely tossed and they're fully covered, then now we're gonna go ahead and start the plate up. Let's go ahead and start getting those rings on the plate. And you just wanna go around the plate, or you can plate it up however you choose to. Me, I just chose to just go around the plate. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and get my wings on there, and they're piping hot. I mean, these wings look incredible, absolutely stunning, fully coated in the sauce. And then of course, we got that Wingstop ranch as well. So now, once we got all the chicken wings on there, then let's go ahead and put a little garnish and let's enjoy it. And if you're anything like me, you love finger foods, you love a nice succulent plate of wings. I mean, this is it right here. Look at that sauce. I had to pull the microphone next to me so you guys can get that crunch. Listen. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe I sat here and ate almost this whole plate like this. When I tell you this was so delicious, you gotta try it.
Oh, this is good.
All right, I ain't gonna do it to you all much longer. But if you're looking for that next bite of delight, make sure you check out my catalog of recipes. You can find all of my recipes here on YouTube. And if there's something else that you'd like to see me make, I'll be happy to oblige, but within reason. Until next time, foodie family, thank you for watching. Love you much. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.